you doing? Doing things a little differently this time. I kind of like being able to share how the cards look with you. And this reading is all about career and finance. And, you know, because a lot of us are really thinking about that sort of thing right now. And so I am going to focus on that as opposed to, I noticed that in the comments section on some readers, people are saying, can we stop talking about love for a second and talk about my career and finance situation? So this is my answer to those who have been saying such things. So far, no flippers, which is interesting. I had flippers on both Aries and Taurus. But I suppose we're going to, that was close. We're going to keep it a mystery as we draw the picture for you. Okay, so for finance and career, show me the money for Gemini, please. All right. Nope. One last card for this. Nope. So yeah, we could be having some difficulty seeing the future, eh, Gemini? Well, let's see if we can help you out. All right, so let's see what the surrounding energies are for Gemini this month. Oh, ugh, ouch. All right, that's okay. It's okay, Gemini. We'll figure it out. Seven of Swords, for those of you who do not read tarot, is the card of lies and deception and petty theft. So my condolences if this is your situation, regardless of what side you sit on for that. So let's get an idea of what's going on. Okay, so we got the Eight of Wands. So there's a lot of communication. Everything's happening very quickly for you right now. Let's see about the energies in the past. Well, there's the Devil and the Wheel of Fortune. So yeah, so it seems as though like everything is kind of happening fast for everybody right now. So you're not alone. This theme is definitely in keeping with everybody else. So in the past, you were in a situation where there was an equal give and take, in the sense that, you know, there's a symbiotic relationship between these people, the people who are in need and the people who have. So this balance seemed to be doing okay in its highest, most intention. But what was actually happening on the ground was codependency and possibly lies, right? This is self-doubt. This is not walking in your truth. Oh, Gemini, I'm so sorry. But, you know, if there's anything that these circumstances have done, is it's actually made everything turn on a dime. So, Knight of Swords, Ace of Cups. So, Ace of Cups for this particular round has become, you know, round of time, I mean, for this situation, in the context of the collective experience. I'm noticing that the Ace of Cups is really more pointing towards self-love and self-care than it is for the beginnings of a new love relationship. So we've got the Knight of Swords up here. I'm definitely going to be clarifying some cards to get some more details out of this story, but these are very sharp words exchanged. You know, whether this is emails, messages, texts, that kind of thing, or whether this is somebody who's like pushed a confrontation at this stage of your story. Let's see here. Okay. So in its highest form, the way that you've been approaching your work is you've been in this community of balance, give and take. You've kind of been in denial maybe around how codependent these circumstances were, but something right now, possibly you have decided that you're finished with these energies and you're slicing them out and you're letting everybody know all at the same time, because this is a new way for you to express how much you love yourself. What that's resulting in is you turning your back on the codependent behavior, you turning your back on, maybe these circumstances of give and take were not so balanced. Maybe you were in this position for too long. And conversely, you might have been in this position for too long and it was toxic. There was something about this situation that was toxic. And so this situation has actually been quite a catalyst of change for you, which is, again, you got the darker energies of codependency in your past, but you've got offers coming towards you here. As you see with these two cards, there's an offer coming towards you, possibly from a water sign, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, that's going to carry you into another place of abundance. That this could also be, we talk about soulmates in love, but we also have soulmates in our working relationships, people that we work with for, anywhere from 10 to 20 years. That's not an accident necessarily. That person is just as much a soulmate as the guy, who takes you on a great date and how much you want him to be your soulmate. But this is really turning back on toxic patterns in the past. And because of that, the offers that are coming towards you actually have more weight to them, more potential for growth, for you to actually reap the benefits of it in a community, possibly with people from your past. And that theme is definitely happening because we're, I don't know what day it's actually happening, but Venus is actually retrograde in Gemini. So you would especially be feeling these energies. Oh my. Okay. So in my head just there, I was looking at this card and I'm thinking, okay, can we get some clarifiers on that? Because that's like lies. We don't like those. So let's see what happened here. We got the Fool. We got the Two of Wands. We got the Seven of Wands and the Nine of Swords. Clarifying the lies. So it's possible... it's possible that this situation involved an Aries. And that it was a part of your past that you've been defending yourself because of this, but it's been causing you great anxiety. Let's see what the underlying... Yeah, I think it's definitely has something to do with an Aries. Okay. Possibly because the Aries wasn't able to move forward. And when I get an ace, that's to tell me that that's a confirmation, that story. So an Aries that you worked with in the past, whether they lied to you or you lied to them, it's created a tremendous amount of anxiety. And there's no movement forward on that just yet. So if you're turning your back on this situation, let's take a look at the energies around the devil first. Yeah, I think that I think the story that's coming through for me is pretty much bang on, and that there's something about this pattern from the past within Aries that needs to go, that you need to move very far away from. So as you wait for your ships to come in here, yeah, I'm thinking that this is going to be that perhaps you said some things and now they're going to say some things. And that's going to make it easier for you to leave it behind and move into this energy. So let's just see what happens with this energy. Yeah, it looks like a new set of circumstances to work where you'd be working more on your own. Yep, and because you have boundaries now in the way that you're going to approach work in the future. So let's see here. Oh my goodness, I can't make this stuff up. This is the second time where the Six of Cups, definitely, this is an Aries. There's like a karmic unfolding happening with someone that you've worked with a long time. With an Aries likely. So what is this? Where is this taking you? So yeah, I think that you may be finishing up, that you've gained a lot of wisdom from this and it's helped you make a really tough decision. But this is a karmic debt that the two of you have paid to one another, even though you can't see it. You can't see it. Yeah. Oh, interesting. So, just want to make sure that we're seeing all of these cards here. So now we have Judgment. Theoretically, it's like there's wisdom to be gained from this karmic story between you and this Aries. This is the story that's playing out for me within the cards. This has been very karmic. This was a contract that the two of you agreed to fulfill, based on a decision, because you don't see the way forward. There's going to be the dynamic and feeling of a deep betrayal. Because the seeds that were planted are not flourishing. But it seems to be key for you to realize that this is a lesson, that you both are playing a role to one another. You might want to check the Aries thing, because we don't perceive the actions of each other in the same way, but it can be multifaceted as to why. So you may be uncomfortable with this role that you have in the karma with the Aries. But I think you're going to have to trust that regardless of what it looks like on the surface, is that it's actually for the greater good of you both. Whether or not you continue to work together, I think remains to be seen. I think that it's too important for you to have to play out this particular story, because that's what's important right now. So I'm going to pull one card from the Distant Early Warning deck. This was a set of playing cards that was created by Marshall McLuhan in 1969. And he put a little saying on each one of them. But I'm also trying to learn cartomancy. So I'm going to pull one card and see what Marshall's advice is in terms of how you can shift your perspective around this situation. Oh, that's brilliant. So the Queen of Spades, the stripper puts the audience on by taking them off. Okay. And yeah, I think that's all I'm going to take. So for however that resonates with you, and I guess I felt drawn to drop that into, maybe that's going to draw some more insight for you into understanding how this codependent pattern that you're shedding, and how you need to see that regardless of how tricky this is going to be around whatever hasn't been shared, this lie, whether you're the one delivering it or whether you're on the receiving end, how all of this applies for you. So I'm going to now pull 3 Lenormand cards as to advice for timing into the long range picture. Oh, yeah, I'm going to take them. Okay. So we've got, look at that. And for you is, oh, well, this is good. This is good. So you're coming, this is where it's like, you've been kind of feeling lucky with the way that you've been normally maneuvering your life up until this point. You are coming into a new level of maturity, but you're also kind of coming into that dark night of the soul at the same time. Okay? And, yeah, this is definitely transformative stuff, and it's really going to pull at your heartstrings as you move into this dark space to clear the codependency once and for all in your working relationships, so that you can be free to let what comes to you as an individual, which I think is also very important, part of your self-love program. All right, so thank you for joining me, Gemini. I hope that was helpful. If you did find it resonated with you, please hit the subscribe button so that I can get closer to 1,000 and hop on YouTube Live. I look forward to seeing you again.